Welcome to the Black Mirror Podcast.
Join host Ho-Ho as he discusses the riveting Netflix original series,
Black Mirror. Now, here he is, Ho-Ho-Ho.
Welcome to Black Mirror Podcast. How y'all doing? I hope you're doing good. I really do. And I forgot to turn the auto ducking on this thing. Holy crap, I hate it whenever that happens. Oh well, but it does. So, spoiler alert. Because today we're going to be covering Season 4, Episode 5, entitled Metalhead. Oh, yeah. Now, this one they did a little different. This one they did as a black and white. And I believe this is the first time that Black Mirror has done this with one of their episodes. And I liked the overall feel of it. You know, I mean, it definitely changed the entire feel of the episode. It really did. Now, this is an episode that takes place in a post-apocalyptic world. I have no idea where it takes place. They don't really talk about that. They don't say none of that. But the episode only has 3 people in it. Like, that's it. I mean, that's all the characters that are in this show. 3 people. And they are going to try to... Well, they are going on a mission in the beginning of this episode. A mission to get something that they say is a replacement for something else. You don't know who it's for. You know, you kind of pick up on, you know, throughout the duration of it, you know, you kind of pick up on kind of sort of who it's for. Or at least that it's of somebody of importance to one of the characters in it. Now, they go to a warehouse, all right? And you got, you know, character number 1 who tries to access and basically hotwire a vehicle. And you have character number 2 and the female gal, and we know her name is, I believe, Bella, if I'm not mistaken. I have no idea what the name of the other 2 guys are. You know, the other 2 characters are. I have no idea what their names are. None whatsoever. I don't know if they even say, but I have no idea. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They locate the box that they're looking for using a number that I believe Bella, the you know, person number 3, has written on her hand. You know, so they look at the package and they grab one of these boxes or they grab one of these warehouse ladders. It's, you know, kind of like a metal, you know, movable staircase is more or less what it amounts to. And he grabs the box and he brings it down. Okay. He gets it off the shelf, and behind that box, there's like a little sentry robot. And this little projectile kind of shoots up out of it and explodes. Shrapnel. Okay. Little small bits of shrapnel, which seems like it's not intended to kill. It seems like it's more intended to, you know, kind of disorient, you know, whoever it is that, you know, gets hit with this thing, because the robot activates and, you know, climbs down off of it using the staircase and ends up killing the guy. I mean, straight up shot to the head, kills the guy. He's like, holy crap, you know. This one is a little on the dark and a little on the gruesome side. I mean, not overly gruesome. I mean, it's not gruesome for the sake of being gruesome, but it is gruesome for the sake of telling the story accurately. You know what I mean? Or at least telling the story the best way that they can. She bolts out of there, okay? And, you know, heads back to the car. She's running past the vehicle that the guy's trying to hack into and you know, more or less hotwire. He ends up getting the vehicle going, goes. The robot, and they call them dogs. That's what they refer to him as. This little sentry, you know, robot. They refer to it as a dog. And hightail it out of there. You know, they're all going. You know, she's in the vehicle in front. He's in the minivan, I think is what it is, behind him. And they take off. The robot catches up, climbs into the vehicle, kills him. and then hacks into that vehicle and then tries to use it to run her off the road. And it's like, holy crap. Now, at this point, I know what you might be thinking. Maybe they wasn't aware of these robots, that they didn't think that they were in there. But I mean, in a matter of speaking, I think that they absolutely were. I think they were not surprised of the presence of this robot, And the reason I say that is because when they are in the warehouse, I'm kind of backing up a little bit. But when they're in the warehouse, they are super quiet. They are trying their absolute best to make as little noise as possible, because I think that they knew at least of the possibility that something was in there. That there was a sentry drone, not necessarily a person, not necessarily an individual, but I at least think that they understood that something, that there was something in there. One of these robots was in there. I think they knew that. I really do. And that's just because of how quiet they were, So fast forwarding back to where we are, let's pick up our heroes where we left them. Guy number 2, the hot wire guy, he ends up, getting killed as well. Robot hijacks the vehicle, tries to run her off the road. Holy crap. Goes off into a cliff. She takes off. And then you come to find out that this little chip of shrapnel, which doesn't get embedded very much underneath the surface of the skin. I mean, it just kind of hits, impacts, and like I said, I mean, it's not intended to kill. It was just something that was intended to disorient. But we come to find out that this little chip of shrapnel is more than just a chip of shrapnel. It's a tracking device. So that this way, the robot dog can track down whoever it is that they're trying to track down. And is what she does is she gets her little handy-dandy knife and then a small pair of pliers to get this piece of shrapnel, this tracking device, out of her leg, because one of them embeds into her leg. And it's like, holy crap. And that's when, we find out that that's how this robot is tracking her down. But this robot is smart. Okay, this isn't a stupid robot, guys. This was not a stupid robot. But it's what she does is she takes the tracking device out. She puts it into a water bottle. She's sitting next to a stream while this is happening, and she throws the water bottle into the stream. And it goes on down and travels on down the way. And it's like, ha, ha, ha. Sweet. She's smart. I like this. She's going to be able to get away from this thing because the bottle goes one way with the tracking chip in there, and she takes off the other way. And it's like, whoo, close call. But like I said, this robot was kind of smart. He realizes what had happened once he tracked down the bottle with the tracking chip inside it. He recognizes that, this is not her. This is a decoy. This is a bottle. I need to find her. Ends up tracking her down from what appears to be a blood trail. That's what it appears to be. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what it appears to be. That's what it looks like through the robot's vision. It looks like that he is tracking her by a blood trail. Tracks her down. Now, she ends up going into a house. Okay. Kind of patches herself all up and gets a shotgun. Nobody was in the house. Nobody alive was in the house. And, no. Let me back up a little bit. Let's go before the house. And the robot tracks her down to a tree. Okay. Tracks her down. Well, after she takes the tracking chip out, uses the bottle as a decoy, bottle goes one way, she goes the other. She ends up like, oh crap, it's still after me. Okay. Sees it coming, through the plane, the hill, whatever. She sees it still off in the distance a little ways. And she ends up climbing up a tree. The robot tries to get up the tree to get her, can't do it, unsuccessful. And then she realizes that it's running low on battery. Smart. So she does things to it like every 1,000 seconds or so to make it activate again. Instead of allowing it to just stay in sleep mode, as you will, standby mode, she forces it to continue to activate, to continue to run its battery down, forcing it to shut down. After a little while, I mean, it is not specific on how long this is, but it seems like it was an overnight endeavor that it took for this thing to run its battery down and then had to basically charge. Now, this is the weird thing. This is where it kind of gets a little weird for me, okay? It's not like this robot had to go back to the warehouse and plug in and charge. That's not what happened, And it's not like it, or at least it doesn't appear to have any kind of like solar panels on it or anything like that. And like it doesn't appear that way, but apparently it's got to have something like that on it, because while it was sitting there in charging mode, that's whenever she was able to escape, get out of there, and there you go. And she went to a house, and she thought she was safe. Unfortunately, she was not. She ends up throwing a bucket of paint on it, essentially blinding the thing and making it to where it can't see her. It blinds it. And then outside, she grabs a shotgun and ends up shooting the stinking thing twice, and then shut down, like it is a fail safe, because this sucker is done. Just got shot twice, is about ready to, completely shut down and lose all power. And in a last ditch hope to, make it to where she wouldn't get away, another one of those projectiles shoots out the top of it and embeds shrapnel in her. It's like, holy crap. And the shrapnel is again, it's beacons. It's a tracking device, and she has like several embedded in her. As to where last time she only ended up getting one, this time she got several, and we see like two in her face. And then we see that she has another one like right there on her neck, like right there at her jugular. And it's like, oh, holy crap. I'm kind of surprised that she didn't, start squirting out and whatnot, but it's definitely an aspect of she can't get it out, because getting this tracking chip taken out would definitely end up killing her. And so she decides to end it, go out her way instead of allowing the robots the opportunity to go ahead and take her out. And then it kind of ends that scene with like 5 robots that end up showing up at the house. It's like, holy crap. I mean, she had no chance. I mean, she really didn't, she had no chance, And then at the end of it, it pans back to the warehouse, and you get a glimpse at what's inside the box, the package that they went to the warehouse to get. Now here's where it kind of gets a little, because you kind of think that what they're doing, because all is they're grabbing a replacement item, for somebody. You don't really know what, but you kind of think that it's a medically necessary something or another, like you're getting a guy a replacement artificial heart, something, I don't know. But that's what I kind of thought. Come to find out, this entire time, they were after a replacement teddy bear. Yeah, you heard me right, a teddy bear. And I'm like, huh. So these 3 people went out there, went into a warehouse, risked their lives, knowingly risked their lives for what in essence seemed to be a teddy bear. Yeah. And then I got to thinking about it. I'm like, that actually kind of makes sense, because I mean, if she is picking this up, and this is kind of what you get, this isn't something that they flat out say. It's not something that they really talk about, but it's something that's kind of hinted at. It's implied, if you will. But they're getting it for somebody whom is important to her and whom seems like it is a child. And it's like, it definitely makes a little bit more sense. Whenever you stop and think about it, it makes a little bit of sense, because in a post-apocalyptic world, in a situation like that, where your entire world is turned upside down, nothing is the way that it was. And especially for a child, for an adult, it would be bad enough, but especially for a child, you would need something in your life. And even an adult is going to need something in their life to kind of hold on to kind of give them that little bit of hope. You know what I mean? And that's what it seems like this teddy bear was to whomever it was that they were grabbing it for. I assume it was, a daughter, but again, I don't completely know. So that brings me to the question, what is it in your life? Whether it be a drink, okay, hot chocolate, coffee, tea, herbal tea, what have you, a type of food, a type of snack, in a post-apocalyptic world, like zombie lands and the Twinkies, what would be that one thing? What would be that one thing that to you would equate to hope? What would that one thing be? And me, honestly, I don't really know how I could answer that question, because I really don't know. Because, for me, it's like I drink water. I don't really drink soda. Coffee is something that, even though I am a fan of, and I love my Black Rifle Coffee Company, Murdered Out, Blackbeard's Delight, Freedom Fuel. There's quite a few different ones that I like, but it's like coffee isn't even something that I've been doing for long enough to really, say it's something that would help me keep my sanity in a bug out situation. For me, I think it would be these things right here. This little drink enhancer. Flavor doesn't really matter, but a drink enhancer, something you pick up at Walmart, and it's pretty cheap. You can pick them up all over the place, actually. But a drink enhancer, something to put a little flavor in the water. For me, I think that's what it would be. For some people, it might be a pillow. For some people, it might be a teddy bear. For others, it's coffee, it's tea, it's flavor enhancer. But what is it for you? In a post-apocalyptic world, or in a bug out situation where the world has just been turned upside down, what would be that thing that you would need to hold on to your sanity, to keep you, just to bring you back? What would be that one thing for you? I'm kind of curious. Let me know down in the comments below. Or, of course, if you are in, Spreaker, if you are watching this episode on YouTube or on a few other places that it might be available at, you can let me know in the comments. But if you're watching on listening on one of the myriad of podcast apps out there, then your best bet would be to head on over to thehohoshow.com and just click on that forum tab and join in the conversation board for the season. That would be the best way to do it. But I want to know, what is your safety in a situation like that? Have you put any thought into it? Is this something that you've even considered whatsoever? If not, then hey, that's cool. That's awesome. But if you have, what would that item be? Let me know. I'm kind of curious. So y'all have yourself a wonderful day. And the next episode is I believe Black Museum. And then there is I think it's called Bandersnatch that I need to watch. And that one is a Black Mirror movie that was done. And I got to be honest with you, I'm actually kind of excited to check that one out, because this is an interactive movie. It's kind of the aspect of the person the viewer decides where the story goes. Now, I don't know how much in depth this thing is. I don't know how many different directions they took it, The only other movie that I seen that was even remotely classified as a, viewer chooses type of a scenario was the movie Clue. Now, this movie is like from back in the day. Holy crap, let me tell you. I first owned this on VHS. Now, I know you youngsters may have no idea what VHS is, but I owned it on VHS. Now, on VHS, it was there was like 5 different endings that they just tacked onto the end of the episode. And it was kind of these are the possibilities of what could have happened. This person could have done it. And if so, this is what that would have looked like. And it was like, like I said, like 5 different endings. But if you got the movie on DVD, then you had an opportunity to choose which ending you wanted. So, with that being the only time that I've ever had anything with an interactive, viewer decides which direction it's going to go. I'm actually kind of curious how they end up doing this one. And I don't know if this is going to be an episode that is tacked onto at the end of season 4, because it looks like that's kind of where it goes in the order of which they did things. That the movie came out between seasons 4 and season 5. Or if I'm going to do it at the end of season 5. I'm kind of thinking, because I really do want to watch it, that I'm going to do this at the end of season 4. I'm going to do it, like, not the next episode, but the episode after that. After Black Museum. That's what I'm going to be doing tonight. That's where I'm thinking. All right, guys, that's all I got. Y'all have yourself a wonderful day. Good night. Sleep tight. And if the bed bugs bite, put him back. Thank you for listening to the Black Mirror Podcast. If you would like to join the conversation, you can comment on this episode at Spreaker.com or go to thehohoshow.com/forum in the discussion board for this season.